I assure you, had we lost the American Revolution, that Patrick Henry and Samuel Adams would be anathema, if we were still part of the British Crown today, would be anathema in the history books. It all depends who wins and who comes out on top. But I think H. Rap Brown is a very good example of a dissenter. The mere fact that people hate what he says, and I don't agree with everything Rap says myself. But I guess I have to do what Voltaire said we all should do, is to defend to the death his right to say it. And I think that that's the most important principle of a democratic society. Lacking that, you might as well put the Constitution away and go home.
You're associated with the Black Panther Party on the East Coast, and many leaders of that party have said that a revolution is coming in America. It may come within the next few years. They have not necessarily advocated it, but they say that it will happen if something isn't done. Do you think this is true?
Well, do I think it's true that a revolution is forthcoming? I don't know. I think we're in the throes of a social revolution right now. But whether an armed revolution is coming, I don't know. But I can't say that people have to be afraid of the word revolution. This country was founded in revolution, and one of its prime patriots, Thomas Jefferson, recommended a revolution every 20 years. I think revolutions come when the people are ready for revolutions and when the conditions are such that they are almost inevitable. I don't think we're at that stage at this moment in history. I think we could be if dissent doesn't have a chance. If it's suppressed all over, I think the only alternative you leave people is to go from words to weapons. And I think that will happen if dissent is suppressed.
You have taken for yourself almost a crusade of representing the left-wing element and the black movement in America when it gets into trouble with the law. Why have you done this?
Well, I've been doing it for the last decade, and the reasons are probably very complex. But in the main, I think that my only real client, I guess, is the First Amendment, because I have a very strong feeling that a democratic society can't sustain itself unless dissent is active, unless there's a constant maverick tendency in the country. And since my inclinations are left of center from a political point of view, and since the people I represent do exert that maverick influence, which I think is very important, I've been supporting them from a legal point of view since at least the Freedom Rides in 1961.
But at the same time, a large portion of the country is denouncing H. Rap Brown and Stokely Carmichael, the Black Panthers, these people that you represent. How do you answer the dissenters on the other side who say that these people don't deserve to be represented legally?
Well, they're really not the dissenters. The word dissent has a very clear definition. It means those who are opposing the status quo. The status quo itself, of course, always is in opposition to the dissenters. And if you look at the language that was used against Patrick Henry, for example, in the early days of the pre-American Revolution, you'll find much the same language as is used against H. Rap Brown.